Hey, I'm Blake.
And I'm Dave.
And we're back for another weekly movie stream, Dave.
Yes, we are.
It's true. So listen, here's the thing. If you are watching this on YouTube, you should feel free to use the chapter marks or the time code in the description and skip around if you like. But today we are talking about the 2024 films from M. Night Shyamalan and Yorgos Lanthimos, Trap and Kinds of Kindness. New ones,
Yes,
Dave.
Yes. We're being topical tonight, Blake.
So topical, just like my hemorrhoid cream. I don't want to talk about it. I have horrible hemorrhoids. I don't, but it sounds terrible.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Dave.
Yeah.
We're back. It's been a few weeks. Good to be back. Feeling good, feeling fresh, and having a drink. Have you seen anything good in the preceding weeks leading up to the stream? Anything new, noteworthy, fun?
What did I say last time? I know I said I went through like 50-something movies, but I know I've seen some movies. I just can't remember if it's
David, we've seen two movies together since the last time we streamed.
Oh, okay, great. Those ones.
I don't ask much of you. I don't ask much of you at all. In fact, I ask very little of you, Dave.
I don't remember the names.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Dave, we went to a physical theater 2 nights in a row with our friend Icky. What's up, homie? He's on here.
Alien Romulus.
Yeah?
Yes, and then the other one, I remember the actress and I remember the story. Cuckoo. Got it.
He pulls it out.
I did it. I did it. Nobody believed in me.
I hear Taco Steve clapping for you back there. We saw Cuckoo, the Hunter Schafer starring film, and then we saw Alien Romulus, the Fede Alvarez directed Alien follow-up, and I had some thoughts on those. I loved Cuckoo. I love that movie. I wanted to stream about both of these movies because I had such a good time with them. But Cuckoo is definitely one of my favorite films of the year so far. And
agreed.
Alien Romulus, I really liked a lot. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I had a really good time, and I think it was a fun entry in the Alien franchise.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big follower of the Alien franchise, but I would say that I agree. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was real entertaining, and it I loved the way that it felt, like the way that it was shot, and it was not equal parts, but it had, hey, John, what's up, buddy?
Yo, how's it going, dude?
It had enough funny times, and it was tense and action filled. I just thought it was a great balance.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was lots of fun visual stuff. It did kind of strike that balance. The story takes place between the original Alien and from Ridley Scott and James Cameron's Aliens. And it's really, it's fun. I think it fits in there nicely. I wouldn't say it's equal to, and especially not greater than those two films, but I'd probably rank it third. I really don't like a lot of the Alien franchise movies, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I think it was handled very well. It had a great mix of action and a great mix of suspense. I wasn't really sure what to think after. Icky is in here. He saw it with us as well. And rather, we saw it with him. This is him. He's the leader of the pack here, and I really enjoyed it. I had some issues with one of the designs was a little wonky of one of the aliens.
That was
kind of towards the end. No spoilers, but
no spoilers. But it was definitely, the design of it made me go.
Yeah, there was a number of scenes where I was like, ugh. God, stop. Please stop. Anything but that, please.
Anything but that, please.
But it was a good time. I have issues with it, but we're not streaming about that.
No.
But Cuckoo, I have to say, man, great performances. Really weird movie.
So
kind
weird.
Kind of flew under the radar, but I loved it. I loved
So
it.
good. It was so good.
It was also released by Neon, who released Long Legs a bit earlier. Yes, they did. It was basically the conceit of Alien Romulus is a bunch of kind of younger kids. They're stuck on the planet. They have to do another cycle of mining, essentially. All their parents are dying in the mines, but they find an abandoned... I forget the company.
Space station.
It's an abandoned space station from the company.
Oh, yeah.
And so what they do, before anybody realizes it, they all go up to get some stuff, and they're going to take off to another planet. Basically, get supplies from this ship and take off to another planet and just escape the mines. And so they get up to this abandoned ship, and things go wrong, let's just say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Usually with aliens that rip your chest out.
In a general sense, things go wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too specific, but things go wrong.
Lots of things go wrong.
But it was pretty fun. Really good to see on the big screen. I think the sound was incredible. I think we saw it in Dolby Atmos, so the sound was fantastic, and I think the direction was really good. Again, directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead reboot from 2013.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
I love
Yes, you do.
so much. And that's a fucked up movie, but not nearly the amount of gore that was in that movie that's in this, but certainly a lot of cringeworthy moments. So I loved it. But
Very
Cuckoo,
uncomfortable moments.
Cuckoo was definitely one though that, God, I really, really enjoyed, and I keep thinking about lots of incredible visuals, a really weird story, which
Such a weird story.
It's just like tickled my brains in a way that I just love. Just wonderful performances, very weird, very trippy, just deftly handled, I think, directing wise. Banger of a soundtrack. So just some of those visuals. This is early too, and I think this is probably in one of the trailers, but you know, there's that shot, there's an overhead shot when Hunter Schafer she's riding her bike, and we see like her shadow of like the street lights and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every time I see like a shadow, even in other movies, I'm like, So lots to dig into with that one. Big recommend for that one, and a recommend
Gigantic.
for Alien Romulus as well. Icky, have you come around at all on Alien Romulus? Are you still big hating?
I think he's big hating. No, he said it was certainly fun. So maybe he's only medium hating.
That's fair. I mean, feel however you feel. I was just wondering. No hate.
Interesting.
Oh, John, always updating with good stats here, man. I love having you in here. I hope you know that.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be interested in an Alien TV series, but I'd be curious what the conceit of it actually is.
Yeah.
It's got to have a good hook, because these are very film-based storylines, you know, that we're dealing with. So I'd be curious, like, how serialized can we make this, and how interesting can we make that? Because I think it works nicely in like a 2-hour little box. So
I think it'd be cool. It just depends. Yeah, I guess it just depends on what it's about, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be cool. I'd probably watch it.
I'd be interested. I would give it a shot. That's for sure. I have a newfound love. I talk about this every stream, I think. I have a newfound love of Alien, the original film, and a bit of the franchise. I hate the franchise mostly because there's a lot of bad movies within it, but I also love it quite a lot. So
You love to hate it, you hate to love it. You know?
It's true. It's very true. Did you see anything else that you enjoyed?
I don't think I saw anything else at all.
Oh,
Did I say? We talked about. Did I talk about last time we saw Hunt for Wilder People?
yeah.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
it was so good. No, it's football season has started, so that's taking some of my attention. at this moment in time?
By some of your attention, you mean all of your attention, which is
No.
fine.
I
I'm not
work.
hating. I sometimes show up for work. Me? Hell no. None of that.
Speaking of work, I wanted to tell you before we hopped on, but we didn't have enough time. This morning, for everybody listening, this morning I texted Blake, and I was like, "Yeah, super stoked about stream tonight." And after I hit send, I realized that I had forgotten to watch one of our movies, so I watched it at work. I watched it at work. Literally, the first 3 hours of work, I was watching this movie.
Now, I wasn't going to put Dave on blast today, but we were going to stream last week on Thursday, and the day before, Dave goes, "Oh, fuck, I didn't watch any of the movies. Maybe we can just watch them real quick." And I'm like, no, I want you to watch the movie and give yourself some time, think about it, digest it, so we can talk about it and have things to say. And I have a lot of things to say. And Dave, we're getting you fresh, buddy. We're getting you very fresh.
I watched it this morning. I don't mean like I watched it while I was working. I was watching the movie in my cubicle with I have a makeshift door with my door shut.
Which movie?
Kinds of Kindness.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, buddy.
Yep. It is in my cubicles on my phone, so I was able to hide my screen.
Right on. Right on. It's all good. We're just winging it today. It's fine.
Winging it always.
My life, we're just winging it. But that's cool. I ended up I watched. Do you remember the movie Hot Rod from 2007, starring Andy Samberg?
Do I remember Hot Rod? My catchphrase is "Cool Beans."
I have not seen Hot Rod in a very long time, and I was like, you know what? I'm in a goofy mood. I need something lighthearted and fun. And so me and Lizzie, she'd never seen it before, my girlfriend, and she's like, "I don't know about this, dude." I was like, just watch it. Just watch it with me. It's fun. And probably 10 minutes into it, she's like, "Okay, this is my kind of movie."
Yes.
So we got her, folks. We got
Good.
her. I love Hot
good.
Rod. And I was I was a little nervous because, you know, sometimes when you rewatch a movie that you haven't seen in a long time, especially a comedy from many a year ago, and it doesn't really hold up. Like Anchorman was that way for me. I saw it when it came out, and I was like, this is a funny movie, and everybody quotes it all the time. And then I watched it, you know, like 10 years ago, like 10 years after it came out in like 2014. I was like, I'm gonna watch Anchorman. That's a fun, goofy, lighthearted movie. And I watched it, and I was like, this is not it. This is not it for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Clubby one.
It's funny. Clubby one. I don't think she has seen it. If I'm being honest, because I had to explain the Cool Beans scene, and she was like, "That doesn't happen, does it?" I'm like, "No, it happens."
does.
There's a whole ass scene where they just say the words "cool" and "beans" in different ways for what would you say? 2 minutes?
Maybe it probably feels like 2 minutes, but probably not even. It's probably 45 seconds, but it is just like, it's just like a film school kid, you know, was like, oh, you know what, this is fun. We have a bunch of weird takes of this. Wendy!
Go ahead,
It's
Blake.
very bizarre, but it works. It's a total, just like the movie stops dead in its tracks to do like a weird like video montage for like 30 or 40 seconds, and then just goes on about its life. And I'm like, you know what? This works.
I love it.
This
I love
works
it
for me.
so much. Like literally, I love that scene so much that literally, Cool Beans is the thing I say the most. I probably say it 5 or
Ever.
6 times a day, and like a lot of times when I will say "Cool Beans" to Chloe, I'll be like "Cool Beans," and she'll go "Cool, cool," and then I'll go "Beans, beans."
Because I think I said that too. I think that's how we discovered that Lizzie had never seen this movie, because I was like, oh, Cool Beans. And she goes, you say that more than I think you probably should say that. Like, who says Cool Beans? I was like, you've never seen Hot Rod? And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. So I have a running list of movies that we each contribute to that we either one of us haven't seen or we haven't seen in a long time that we have to rewatch together. So
Nice.
Hot Rod was one of them.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Checking it off.
I have a list of movies that I haven't seen. It's called All of Them.
In fact, I have that list right here.
You pull out a scroll.
It's like that Bruce Almighty scene with the
That's exactly what I was
the
thinking.
filing cabinet. Yeah, exactly. But I do have to say, some interesting kind of movie news. A short film I edited for my friend Sarah, and written by my friend Bree, who also acted in it. It won Best of Fest in Portland for the Queer Screams Festival in Portland. So we got
Give it up, guys.
Big shout outs. I hear the claps. Thank you all. I got a shout out. So they also met Jeffrey Reddick, who was the writer and creator of the Final Destination franchise, and a very, very nice guy. We used to talk on Twitter a little bit, but he gave me a shout out. He gave me a shout out, and so it was pretty cool.
So he's the guy who's responsible for a whole generation
Yes.
of humans who does not want to get behind a logging truck.
For me, any truck.
Okay.
Pickup trucks.
Just want to make sure.
Semi trucks, even Tonka trucks. I'm out. I avoid them. But yes, the man who gave us all a lot of existential dread in our everyday lives. Very nice guy. Incredibly sweet human being. Filmed a video for me and gave me a little shout out because I couldn't be in Portland. So shout out to Jeffrey Reddick. He's a real one. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Thanks for the shout out for Blake. Jeffrey, fuck you for giving us generational trauma.
No, fuck you. Thank you for making me aware of my surroundings and everything that can kill me.
I don't like it.
It's all the things.
Yeah,
I'm medicated.
Oh, come on, Icky. How many points do you have?
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Oh, no. It's purple. Kind of.
Oh, mine have cat hair all over them.
Oh.
I think this is orange.
Well, we're about to find out.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't know that, John. That's actually really cool. I believe that. That it would work as a great X-Files spec script. I can see that.
With as much information as John has, I believe his last name is Hollywood.
Jonathan Hollywood. Here in our chat.
Cat for Nichols.
Cat for Nichols. And it's I think it's the orange one too. It's broken. I promise you all the pieces are there.
Okay.
I just wanted to get the most cat hair possible.
The most surface area for your cat hair.
Yeah.
All right.
Sick.
Cheers.
Ooh. Oh, these have been left out. Oh. Okay. You know what's weird? Oh, you know what's weird about this? You know what's weird?
What?
It's stale, but Neckos that are stale don't get harder. They get a little chewy in the worst way.
Fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
Oh,
That's
God.
So gross. Black licorice Neckos.
Oh, kill me. Oh, thank God I got water. Tequila and Necco wafers do not mix. Ah. Ooh. Oh, I'm sweating a little bit. Ooh, I don't like it. Ooh, I don't like it.
That was disgusting.
Ooh, fuck you, Icky.
I think we need to investigate how many points Icky has.
What's up, Giuseppe? Thanks for tuning in at the literal worst time.
Yes, we appreciate you catching us at our worst. It's still in my mouth.
I hate this. I hate this. We need to stop this. I need to remove channel points. You shouldn't be able to make us do this anymore. This is bullshit. A White Claw Necco pair? See, that's fine. I don't have any White Claws. I just have liquor. A liquor and diet soda. So tequila, diet soda, and Necco wafers. I'm just
disgusting.
I'm hell-bent for destruction, folks.
You are, and I'm wondering what are you going through right now? Truly.
I'm speed running my death. I'll see you on hell. You should order this at bars and then see how quickly they just throw you the fuck out.
Well, probably not as quickly as they throw me out for asking if they have the s'mores flavored whiskey that I have in my kitchen.
At least it kind of makes sense. I don't claim that mine makes sense. I don't even know if I like what I do. I just happen to do it. Okay? I'm an impulsive guy, I suppose. Oh, fuck my life. Dave, we got to get on with this. We have some movie news, and a lot of my notes crashed, so Dave is bringing us the movie news, and we're going to talk about it. So, hey, thank you, First Prize Games.
Thanks,
God
Jordan.
love you.
We love you, buddy.
Big subscribe. Thank you. If you aren't subscribed to us, you don't have to, but we appreciate it. You can follow us for free as well, and we're also on the YouTubes where you can see our episodes. You can see some of our old live streams if you want to put yourself through that fucking shit show. And yeah,
I don't. You go ahead and do that for me.
Me either.
That would be great.
we don't want to see ourselves. What the hell?
No, absolutely not. Okay, so starting off movie news strong, Lucasfilm is being sued over Rogue One's use of Peter Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin.
I saw this. I saw this. And I bet you George Lucas is like, I don't own it. It's not mine.
Yeah, the London-based company Tyburn Film Productions is taking Disney to court over the use of Peter Cushing's likeness in Rogue One. The celebrated horror actor Peter Cushing played a key role as Grand Moff Tarkin in the first Star Wars movie, but passed away in '94. And Industrial Light and Magic used groundbreaking CGI to bring him back in Rogue One, using actor Guy Henry as a digital stand-in.
Damn.
And
yes, fucking
so
way, Cassette Bay.
Yes. Hey, I hate you for that. Tyburn Film Productions is taking legal action against them, alleging the reproduction of Cushing's image violated a contract made with the actor before his death.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
You know what's funny? I love this because obviously fuck Disney. But I think it is funny. Yeah, suing Disney is kind of a lost cause, but I think it's funny because Disney tried to get out of a lawsuit because there was a lady who passed away in Disney World, I believe. They had told her that her food, like she had severe allergies. They told her it was fine. She ate the food. Unfortunately, she passed away. The husband was suing Disney, and they're like, actually, you had a free trial of Disney Plus one time, and in that agreement it says any legal dispute you have with Disney has to go to arbitration. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Whatever law intern discovered that thing and thought they were a genius probably got a lot of high fives that day, but the entire everybody, I was going to say the entire internet, but the entire people who heard about this was like, that's fucking insane. Because basically, like, sorry, 10 years ago, you tried out Disney Plus for 30 days and canceled. Sorry that we ground up your children and fed them to the alligators. We're just going to take this straight to arbitration. Sorry about your kids. Yep. Also, here's a free ticket to Disney World. Hope you're satisfied.
Oh, God. Yeah, so that's fun. I mean, not fun, but that's Disney for you.
Well, that's Disney for you, but like, I am curious because like, well, it's been a long time since Rogue One came out.
8 years. Yeah, 8 years. I don't understand. Wild. People are just, they're not going to win. I don't think they're going to win.
No, it's Disney. Sorry. I mean, like, they probably should. I mean, I don't know who's right or wrong in this. I don't really have an opinion. I just think it's funny, and I think everybody should sue Disney. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass.
Well, we're going to get sued by Disney now. Thanks, Blake.
If this stream does not show up on YouTube, you'll know why. Or if it's severely edited, you'll know why.
Yep, you'll see. You'll know.
My career's at stake. Go on.
Speaking of Star Wars, on a more somber note, the wonderful James Earl Jones passed away.
Yes.
Recently.
Big R.I.P. And I actually, I turned on the TV not too long ago, and the end of the movie The Sandlot, which I love dearly, was on, and it's probably the last 30 or 40 minutes, and I turned it on expecting to like turn on Netflix or Plex or whatever, and that movie was on, and I was like, nope, watching it. So I watched the end of The Sandlot, and James Earl Jones is so good. He's so good in that movie. He's so good in almost all the movies he does, but he will be dearly missed. That's just such a classic performance that I really loved. Watched that movie so much growing up, and
Sandlot?
Yeah, loved it.
Yes, and everybody, well, not everybody, but most people will know that he was also the voice of Mufasa.
Yes.
As well as Darth Vader. So,
Yes.
A villain and a good guy. I can't remember the fucking hero. There we go. My fucking brain wasn't working.
Shut up, guys. Dave knows stories.
I know
Leave him
words
alone.
and things. You shut up. So, I've seen a lot of, touching tributes about him, and Mark Hamill posted R.I.P. Dad because the Vader thing. But my favorite one so far has been from NASA. They posted a nebula that's kind of it's the overall shape of a lion. And it says, look at the stars. Today we look up at the stars. Remember the great James Earl Jones. As Mufasa, he reminded us that those stars will always be there to guide us.
Stop it, NASA. You assholes.
Right? I read that. I was like,
so touching. That's incredible.
God.
I love that. I love that. See, I didn't see anything like that. I just saw a bunch of AI trash with like a tombstone and Darth Vader swinging at Mufasa. I've seen some unhinged AI images after his death. Just absolutely unhinged. It makes no sense, but people, I guess, typed in James Earl Jones dead, but also Vader. Remember Lion King? Question mark. And it spit this fucking travesty out.
I will say I am very happy that the whole AI trend has moved on from trying to recreate real images or create real images into creating just like fever dream nightmares. So we're like, okay, cool.
That again, Wendy, love you. Glad you're here. This is not me talking about you specifically. This is me talking about your generation. I'm talking about the boomers who love AI images and do not understand that they're not real. I love the AI images of the the shrimp Jesus and like these things, and like bless the Lord is good. The Lord is good. Jesus is in our shrimps. Jesus is in whatever. Jesus is in my toast and whatever. I think it's insane, and you guys need some media literacy training in general. Wendy's good about this.
Wendy is good. Yes, Wendy is the exception.
She's quick, dude. She's not even an exception. She's a leader.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
An academic leader against the machines.
Because otherwise, you have people telling you that people are eating cats.
That's not true, Dave. I had no idea. Wow. I really believe that one. Yeah. Jesus Christ. We're in the worst timeline. But yes, Giuseppe, do you guys have a favorite James Earl Jones performance or a favorite movie that he was in? Because there's so many. Dude, The Sandlot was so good, as I said, but
wait, who went to Boston? What?
I don't know.
I'm confused. Wait, why didn't he do Vader's voice in Kenobi? This is why I thought he was already dead.
Oh yeah,
I knew that he didn't do anything Vader related basically since the first one. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I texted Dave this when he died, or I think Dave and Icky, and Dave goes, "What? I thought he's been dead forever."
I thought I skipped timelines.
It's true. You literally text, you're like, "Am I in the right timeline?" Because I thought he's been dead for a while.
I did.
No.
I will say my favorite James Earl Jones movie is Lion King for sure. Field of Dreams is a banger, dude. I forgot about that one. I
I don't know. I don't know if I could choose a favorite. I think since I literally just saw the end of The Sandlot, that's like really fresh on my mind. I like Star Wars well enough. I wouldn't consider myself a huge Star Wars fan, so I don't have any particular affiliation with the. I don't have any particular feelings really towards it, but yeah, I loved The Lion King growing up. But I think the movie I probably watched the most, honestly and truly, was The Sandlot. So. And I did like I liked a lot of baseball movies growing up. There was a lot of 90s baseball movies.
There was a lot of 90s baseball movies.
You know?
What was the one called with the kid who like snapped a tendon in his arm and it caused
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, yeah. Caused him to throw like a 1,000-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yes, we used to watch that movie all the time. Yeah, The Sandlot, Angels in the Outfield. Oh god, do you remember that movie Hardball with Keanu Reeves?
Vaguely.
Where he like he was like a gambler or something and like had to teach inner city kids how to play baseball or something.
Kinda.
There's a sad part of that movie too, and it made me cry. But yeah.
Oh, remember? Here's another good one. Richie Rich.
That's right. Was that a baseball movie?
They played baseball a lot in that movie.
I do remember seeing that movie, but I guess I don't remember the baseball scenes.
Yeah, there was a couple of baseball scenes. I'm exaggerating. It wasn't an actual baseball movie. But
Okay, I was like,
it's as much a baseball movie as Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
okay, so certainly a baseball movie, 100%. Good to know. But yeah, lots of good James Earl Jones performances. He will be missed, and now that Dave knows he was alive, and now he can re-mourn the loss of James Earl Jones in his second death for Dave's life.
The only person to get me emotional about it was whoever posted that shit on NASA's page.
That was deep. That hurt me. I am emotionally in pain.
Well, let me make it better for you. Some more movie news.
Please.
I'm gonna title this next section of 3 movie news as "Who the fuck asked for this?"
Okay.
So, the first thing I will tell you is that apparently Clint Eastwood's final movie is going to be coming out this year.
Okay.
Thank God. It's called Juror Number 2, and it'll be coming out this year. And it's actually got a pretty decent fucking... Oh, that's a really stacked ass cast. So in it, it's led by Nicholas Hoult. It includes Toni Collette, Zoe Dutch, Kiefer Sutherland, Gabriel Basso, Leslie Bibb, Chris Messina, J.K. Simmons, Amy Aquino, Adrian C. Moore, and Cedric Yarbrough.
Jesus Christ. Am I in this movie? Jeez, everybody's there.
God damn.
That's insane. What's the movie about? Do you know?
So, it is said to be the final film for the iconic director and movie star. It follows a juror who realizes he may actually be the culprit in the murder trial on which he is serving.
Bum, bum, bum. That's interesting. That's
realizes?
Oh, fuck. I committed a murder.
oh my God, I did, didn't I?
I really biffed it, guys. Something is wrong here. I believe that.
Yeah.
So I have my feelings about Clint Eastwood as a director. When he's good, man. He is good. Man can be a great director. But when he's not good, oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh boy. But
apparently he was notorious for never giving a second take. Like no one ever got a second take.
That's so wild to me.
So he just got it. Moving on. We're like, wait.
And you know the man's principled too. Whereas like Stanley Kubrick and like David Fincher, they're doing like 150 takes on stuff to get like the right eyebrow hair in place and stuff. And meanwhile, somebody gives a take. Clint Eastwood sneezed. Like, oh, do you want to do it again? You sneezed and you missed the whole take. And he's like, it's probably fine.
Nah, it's
probably fine.
I mean,
cut, print, edit.
Do you remember Gran Torino?
Boy, do I.
The kid yelling to like let him out is just completely deadpan. Hey, let me out.
Hey, hey, buddy, let me out. That movie also had an inordinate amount of boom mics seen in frame. I remember sitting in the theater and I'm like, hey, hey, what the fuck? Those were edited out for the home release because I only watched that movie again to see if they left them in.
Hilarious.
But yeah, okay, well, will you be seeing this movie, Dave?
No.
I'm
Not
gonna
unless you make me.
I don't know if I'll make you see it, but I'll probably see it because I do want to see, like, yeah, as John pointed out, the man is in his mid-90s and he's still directing, so kudos to him. I do want to see what he does. I think he, like I said, when he's on, man, he's on. So I think this is an interesting hook. So I'm here for it. At least it's not an old man yells at cloud kind of movie that he's kind of been notorious for. Looking at you, Gran Torino. Also, if you guys want another laugh, listen to the end credits song of Gran Torino because it's Clint Eastwood singing a song about a Gran Torino. It's fucking awful. It's so funny.
So bad.
I almost pissed my pants laughing at that. Go on.
Yeah, so that's intense and wild, and we'll see how it goes. The next piece of who the fuck asked for this is a movie called Lonely Planet. It's Laura Dern and Liam Hemsworth, who start a life-changing affair in a Netflix romantic drama. You know, the 20-plus year apart people starting an affair.
Wait a second. I love Laura Dern.
I love her too.
That. But didn't she just complain about the Jurassic Park age gap between?
I'm saying.
Okay, so she was like, "Hey, I don't think it was appropriate that Sam Neill's character was 20 years older than my character in Jurassic Park," and now she's like, she just makes that statement. We talked about this last stream.
Yes.
And now she's like, but I also, anyway, now that we're done with that, let me announce my new movie where I fuck this teenager.
So Laura Dern is 57, okay, and Liam Hemsworth is 34. So literally 23 years difference. And she's going to be like, I don't think it's appropriate. You fucking just did a movie, Laura.
I love Laura Dern. I do, but come on, dude. Okay, I'll give it that. It's less weird that like he's in his 30s, you know, than like in early 20s to like mid 40s. I think that's kind of a weirder.
Okay, reverse it. Put a 57-year-old man and a 34-year-old woman.
I think that's less weird. I think that's less weird.
It's still weird.
Yeah.
It's
I understand
still weird,
that.
no matter which way you cut it. It's still weird. And like, especially when your lead actress just put a statement out saying how a 20-year difference
that is funny.
Weird.
That is funny.
And then you have a 23-year difference on screen. Are you serious?
It's not a good look. Let me just say that. It's not a good look for you. Love you also. Call me.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, like, I love Laura Dern. I always love Laura Dern. Mixed feelings about Liam Hemsworth.
Which brother is that one?
The youngest.
Is that the Hunger Games Hemsworth?
Yep, it's the Hunger Games Hemsworth. That's hard to say.
Got him.
So okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick recap.
Yes.
Just a few sentences. So, Lonely Planet follows a reclusive novelist, Catherine, played by Dern, who begins an affair with a younger man, Owen, played by Hemsworth, while at a writer's retreat in Morocco. The film is written and directed by Susanna Grant, who wrote the screenplays for Pocahontas, 28 Days, and Aaron Brockovich.
Okay.
And so basically, Owen is seen growing distant from his girlfriend while being drawn to Catherine, with their connection forever changing the course of their lives. Catherine is also seen speaking about why travel is important to her, with the story setting in Morocco being an integral part of the film.
What kind of movie is this? Like, genre-wise?
Romantic drama.
I hate it. Okay. Because I was like, is this... Because as you were talking, I was like, oh, okay... I like genre films. I'm a genre writer, and my brain goes to, oh, this is a thriller. What happens? What dark secrets does she have? Or whatever. And then like, no, it's just an older lady fucking this kid.
Yeah, it's an older lady reaching into the past. So
I know. I say kid. He's our whatever. He's our age.
He's our age.
He's mid-30s, but still.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't like it. And again, who the fuck asked for this?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. The writer is a storied writer. Like, she does good work and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see this. Probably it's not really a film geared towards me. Maybe I'd see it on streaming or something if I was really high one night or something. But short of that, I'm probably not gonna go to the theater to see this. So
No, I don't think I'm going to see it at all. So.
Oh, you just heard the word dramedy? That's been used a lot, I would say, lately. Probably in the past 10 years. Lots of things are described as dramedies, which are really just a more hype way of saying a drama with like a couple jokes in there.
Yeah, basically. Also, you won't have to see it in theaters because it's just a Netflix movie.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I can literally avoid this way easier.
And the last section of our Who the Fuck Asked for This portion
Bum, bum, bum.
of our movie news. Salem's Lot is being remade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's apparently, I don't know anything about it. I remember the name, but it is a vampire movie, right?
Yes.
It's an adaptation of Stephen King, and after years of delays, the movie, which was primarily shot 3 years ago, is finally coming to Max. And it's based on King's 1975 sophomore novel about a writer who attempts to save his hometown from a dangerous vampire. It stars Mackenzie Leigh, a bunch of people I've never heard of before. Alfred Woodard, William Sadler, and Top Gun Maverick's Lewis Pullman.
Oh, I love Lewis Pullman.
And
I was
Stephen
just
King,
talking about him the other day. Anyway,
Really?
yeah, he's so good. He's a really diverse actor. Like, he's been in so many different kinds of roles, and he's fucking great in all of them. Sorry,
Oh,
go
cool.
on.
Oh, you're fine. So apparently this is just coming out on Max. And the trailer introduces Lewis Pullman's Ben Mears as he returns to his titular hometown. However, the seemingly bucolic locale turns eerie when the sun sets and a gravedigger hears knocking coming from a coffin, announcing the arrival of a vampire threat. It will debut on Max on October 3rd.
I will watch this because I have read Salem's Lot. I have seen there was a movie there was a Salem's Lot made many years ago starring Rob Lowe. And I don't remember if it was particularly good, but I did actually see it in my fantasy science fiction class in high school, which I loved that class, man. I love that class. But and Icky, I'm with you too. Like, I like Rob Lowe? Question mark. I mean, as a human, I think he's a fine enough human, I guess. But he's very specific, I think, for certain roles. I like him in certain things, and I don't like him in other things. But I think I would see this. Just because I know the book and I remember the original thing. I think the concept was good, and I remember liking the film well enough from fantasy science fiction class 20 years ago. But yeah, I'm interested. I'd see this, and it's easy. You know, it's on Max, so again, like, I don't have to go to I wouldn't go to the theater to see it, but I will sit down and drink my terrible mixture of alcohol and diet soda, and probably watch it. So
yeah, I mean. It wasn't so much a who the fuck asked for this in a like that sounds stupid kind of way. It's just another remake, and it's like, for the love of God, please do something new.
I mean, I do think though, like, yeah, I agree with you, and I will see this, right? But I agree with you in the fact that, like, there's not like a horde of rabid Salem's Lot fans just dying for another fucking adaptation. Like, in terms of Stephen King adaptations, people were dying for The Dark Tower. To get made into a film, which had like all these notorious troubles, and it got made into a film like 10 years ago. And I guess the film, I didn't see it. The film was apparently very bad. Everybody was disappointed, and all the sequels they had planned were canceled. John, I did not know that. Hollywood John over here coming through. I did not know there was an original adaptation in 1979. I only knew of the Rob Lowe one. So third time's the charm? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
Three's a
Again,
crowd.
whatever. Wait, question. Who's directing it?
Let's see.
Is it Mike Flanagan? Because Mike Flanagan does all the Stephen King movie adaptations now.
Let me see.
No, Mike Flanagan's doing
Gary
life.
Dauberman.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but I think Mike Flanagan's doing like Life of Chuck or something like that, which is a Stephen King adaptation.
Oh, I saw movie news on that, but I didn't know what it was. I just skipped it.
It is. I got you covered, Dave. It's a Stephen King adaptation done by Mike Flanagan. So
And oh my God, what's his name? Who? Oh, Tom Hiddleston. Good Lord, my brain just shut out himself.
Oh,
Tom
yes.
Hiddleston's in that. Yeah.
yes, I did see that.
I know I said that was the last of the Who the Fuck Asked for This.
Yeah.
I lied. There's one more. So Michael B. Jordan, who everyone is secretly in love with or gay for, he is he is directing. I guess maybe is it his directorial debut? This doesn't say. I'm not sure, but he is directing a remake of the Thomas Crown Affair, in which he is also set to star.
I saw this. This is also the third version of this fucking movie.
That's what I'm saying. Stop it.
I know. There's so many good scripts out there. But, you know, whatever. Studios want IP. Studios are crumbling. Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, I don't...
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. I do
Thanks,
actually
John.
remember
I
that
know
now.
you know.
Thank God somebody knows what the fuck they're talking about on this stream. Jesus Christ almighty. Listen, man, like... Obviously, the studios are crumbling because they're just, like we were talking about last night, or last time we streamed, studios are just assets for companies now that are to be traded and inflated in value. So whatever IP they can pump out, nobody cares about movies anymore. Obviously, it's always been a business. I'm not trying to romanticize the awful business practices of Hollywood and studios that have happened over the years, but... Oftentimes, when those studios were just alone, they care to a degree about what kind of shit they put out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To a degree.
They don't anymore.
And now we're left with the indies who are really putting their like weight behind new scripts and new ideas. You know, the A24s and like the Neons and even like the subsidiaries like Searchlight and other In Focus features and stuff like that. They're bringing new and interesting stories, which I think are great. And I think those are going to take over because when you're spending $500 million on whatever, Jurassic Park 9, featuring the corpses of everybody from the first one, it's just like people stop going to see those things. Nobody cares. And the writing sucks. We talked about Jurassic Park Dominion on the stream when that came out. And that was a fucking nightmare. I hated this. Did I write scripts in school? No, I write scripts for a living now, but not so much in school. At least not in high school. A little bit in college.
Yeah, I never wrote anything professionally, but I have attempted to write like 6 movie scripts that are just sitting on my hard drive.
Who cares? But the thing is, it's just. Yeah, I don't know. I think independent cinema is definitely due for a, I say due for, but it's been kind of experiencing a resurgence. A lot of like big films, or rather, films that perform well at the box office were original stories last year, and a lot of the hype for a lot of films this year have been original stories. So, well,
speaking of original stories, I have skimmed over this movie news article, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this original idea. Well, I don't know if it's original, but nobody's done it lately. Okay, so there is Giuseppe, I'll answer that in a second. So it's a movie called Presence, which is a horror movie shot from the ghost's point of view.
That's fun.
Yeah,
That's fun.
It comes
I like
from
this.
Yes, it comes from director Steven Soderbergh.
No way.
Yeah.
I will see this.
The movie unfolds from the ghost's point of view. Written by David Koepp, Koepp. David Koepp. And the horror movie, which stars Lucy Liu, Julia Fox, Chris Sullivan, Kalina Liang, follows a family as they move into a new house, quickly discovering the dwelling is inhabited by a mysterious entity. And
that's fun.
Guess who the studio is? Neon.
Hey, bangers all day. That's great, dude. I love that. You know what's funny? Not funny, but like kind of coincidental. I was just thinking about Lucy Liu. I went down to like this YouTube rabbit hole about certain things, and I ended up finding a copy of Darren Aronofsky's like master thesis film, like short film, starring Lucy Liu in a very early role, and also Forrest Whitaker's brother is in it. I wouldn't consider it great, but it's pretty weird. It's very Aronofsky. But it's kind of fun. I was like, oh, Lucy Liu. And I looked it up, and she had only done like a couple TV like guest spots at the time. Really? And so she was like on the up and up. And she was in, Aronofsky's like student film, which is cool.
Interesting. So I guess I'll answer Giuseppe's question super quick. I don't remember all of them, but I know I wrote a script about two brothers. One's a fuck up and one's always saving the other's ass. I wrote a space script that is a bit too similar to a book that ended up coming out years later that I fell in love with called Project Hail Mary. I wrote a script. Well, Blake and I wrote a script about three siblings in the post-apocalypse that I'm currently writing a book of the same idea. And then that's it. But Blake has actually written quite a bunch of actually really, really great scripts that I have read almost all of, and they're amazing scripts.
It's very kind of you.
Of course. I'm gonna read another one that he just sent me after stream, so guys will be jealous of that. And Icky, Project Hail Mary is so good. It's so good. I really you got definitely yes. See, it's so good. Blake, if you want to borrow my copy of Project Hail Mary, if you feel like reading,
I do.
Next time I see you, just remind me. I can bring that to you.
I literally have, because I'm a fucking lunatic, I have two novels that I've been reading simultaneously, and I'm finishing both of them.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, it's the autism kicking in. And so I'm finishing both of them. So I'm like in a good spot for a new read, Dave. And
I will
like,
let you borrow it.
Obviously, like having finished like this draft and stuff, and like I'm like, whoo! I actually started sketching out. There's another idea that I'm doing on spec and not a hired job. It's just for my own thing. I just started outlining today, and I was like, I took like 3 hours to sleep last night. I'm like, oh, I got another one I'm gonna do. So working on that, but cross your fingers for the upcoming budget pitches, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Project Hail Mary, give me that shit.
I will definitely give you a copy. I almost want to recommend the audio book first, but I know you don't really like. I know you prefer to read because anyway, the book is great. It's fucking amazing, and I have listened to the audio book probably 6 or 7 times.
Oh right.
Yeah. And wow. It's a long read. It's very sciencey, but oh my god, it's so good. It has so much heart and character. I can't wait for the fucking Project Hail Mary movie that's going to start filming, I think, next year with Ryan Gosling. And I'm excited because Andy Weir, who is the author, he is helped, like he's co-writing the script. So I know that it's going to be as good, hopefully, as The Martian was, because he wrote that too. So
yes. And are those two projects connected?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
In my head, they were. No. And I've been meaning to ask you that, actually. And every time I see the copy of your book when I'm over at your apartment, I'm like, oh, I have this question. And then I'm like,
No.
shiny red ball. Sorry.
They're unrelated. He's just a big space nerd, and which is why I love his stuff, because I am too. He actually has another a book that I think could be a fucking dope ass series. It's called Artemis. It follows
You told me about this.
Yes, it follows a lady, not astronaut, but a lady who lives on a colony on the moon.
Oh,
and
cool.
she's kind of a thief, sort of. Not really a thief. She's a smuggler. That's what it is. She's a smuggler to get outlawed products onto the moon, and then she gets
fun.
kind of thrust into a position where she ends up being kind of like a hero. So,
You know what's fun? First, that idea is fun, but I don't find myself particularly like seeking out sci-fi stuff, but a lot of my favorite movies have like big sci-fi elements or underpinnings to them. So I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Well, nobody knows what's wrong with my brain.
yeah,
But
that's a whole can of worms there.
But it's funny because like I hear like sci-fi things, I'm like, whatever. Who cares? But then I also am like laser focused on like certain things that are all sci-fi. So I don't know what it is, Dave.
Well, I think you just like have this misconception about sci-fi being stuff from like, back when we were growing up, where it was like the Sci-Fi Channel was always some weird shit on the channel, but like sci-fi is something as simple as something that is rooted in science. It just hasn't happened yet. So like The Martian, for example.
Yeah.
That's not sci-fi in the traditional sense. It's only sci-fi because it hasn't happened yet. Like that kind of thing will for sure happen at some point.
So you're saying it's sci-fi is kind of like science, but also like a little fiction?
A little bit of fiction in with the science.
I never would have thought of that.
I know, because like I know you're fucking with me right now, but the thing is you're picturing science fiction, and most science fiction is science fiction.
No, it's true. It's true. I do have like this preconceived, like when someone's like, like sci-fi, I'm like, okay, dork.
See?
But just I have this preconceived notion of it. But like again, like I love Dune. I love all these things. It's goofy. I'm brain.
Thank you for that segue. So Dune 2 and 3 has a 12-year time jump.
Hey,
and it's dressed by Denis Villeneuve.
Yes.
Nope,
He's French Canadian. I will call him Dennis.
Dennis is his name to me. He when asked about it, that story is set 12 years in the future. So how would you do that with the cast? Do you know what he said? That's my problem. I know how to do that.
God, I love this guy. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite. Whatever. I blush about this man all the time.
You love him, man.
I love him. I love his work. Also, we're just talking about sci-fi. Blade Runner 2049 is a perfect sequel. It's the best sequel. I love it. I love it so much.
It's so funny because you're just proving your own point here. You have this weird preconceived notion. You love Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
You love Dune.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm a sci-fi dork, but I'm like, sci-fi, kind of.
You're a closeted sci-fi dork.
But not even. I'm just too stupid to know I love sci-fi. So there's that.
Tomato.
God, I love this guy. And I'm very excited for this because he's directing part 3, but I did see that he's like, that's it for me. I'm not going to fucking do these movies forever. Somebody else can do them after this, but I'm just going to do this third one, and then I'm done.
Yeah, so speaking of that, he also said that it's not a trilogy.
Uh-huh.
He's got a different approach for the third one as he did for Dune 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And so here's his actual quote.
Okay.
The thing is, first, it's really important that people understand, for me, it was really a diptych. It was 2 movies, a pair of movies that will be the adaptation of the first book. So that's done. That's finished. So if I do a third one, which is in the writing process, I will say that for me, it's a different object. It's not like a trilogy almost. It's strange to say, but I really want to, if I go back there, to do something that feels different, has its own identity. let's say for me, Dune in a way is finished, and Dune Messiah will be something new that I will approach with its own different cinematic philosophy.
Love it. This is what I like to hear from directors who have giant fucking budgets. This is a perfect example of like studios being like, okay, here's a big property, and they're like trusting the director to do his thing, because you know some things are like big IP. It's written by committee, and the producers and the studios are making them change all these things, or like forcing these things into like the most mass market thing possible. Whereas they let Denis Villeneuve do his thing with Dune 1 and Dune 2 by splitting it into 2 movies, doing it his way, and it paid off. These movies not only made a shit ton of money, I think they're fucking great films, and they can be approached by anybody, not just sci-fi dorks or people who knew anything about it. So for him to say, cool, I have a winning formula with these 2 movies already, I'm going to take that, I'm going to throw it in the trash, and I'm just going to do something else because I can. That's a power move.
Yes. I was confused by it because I was like, why? But you, I guess, made a good point.
I'm just telling you how I see it. I think he's like such a quiet, like kind of French Canadian guy, but he's so confident in his vision and his skill that he's like, no, fuck that. I'm just going to do whatever I want, and I'm going to do it different, and it's still going to be amazing. So I'm very hyped for this.
Well,
obviously.
Yes, you are. I will say 2 more pieces, excuse me, of movie news. I have 3, but one's kind of like, whatever. So something that I'm very excited about is Elizabeth Olsen, her new movie. It's a 2024 Netflix movie called His 3 Daughters.
Oh, yes.
It's one of the best rated on Rotten Tomatoes on Netflix. And it follows 3 sisters played by Elizabeth Olsen, Carrie Coon, and Natasha Lyonne as they reunite to say goodbye to their father, J.O. Sanders, who is in his final days. And it premiered at TIFF last year to critical acclaim and is finally making its way to audiences. Currently playing in select theaters before Netflix release on the 20th of this month.
I'm interested in this too, actually.
I am a huge Elizabeth Olsen fan.
Yes.
Dating all the way back to her first feature film, Martha May Marlene. Love that movie. It's so good. Anyway, I'm really excited about this because it looks like it's going to be really good with her and Natasha Lyonne. And what? She wasn't in Power Rangers.
I have no idea.
She wasn't in Power Rangers.
It'd be more fun if she was.
Anyway, so I'm excited about that. And also I'm excited about something that I didn't even know was a fucking thing.
What?
The Penguin, HBO original series.
You didn't know about this?
I did not. It's a spin-off of the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, which was my favorite Batman movie of all time. And
I love that movie.
So good. Apparently, it's certified fresh with a 91% on the Rotten Tomato thermometer.
Tomatoes. I also heard that Colin Farrell was like, I hope this doesn't keep going because I never want to wear this fucking makeup ever again. You didn't like the
such
Batman?
Weird taste. You have such weird taste. Sometimes you're like right on it with me and Blake and agreeing with us, and sometimes you have garbage takes like that.
I'm interested to see. I can't wait for the Matt Reeves follow-up to the Batman. I think he's also a fantastic director.
Yes,
obviously, another perfect example of the studio just being like, cool, let him do what he wants to do. And it paid off spectacularly. And so I did hear about this. I don't know how much I care about seeing the TV show for the Penguin. I think Colin Farrell was fantastic in the film, but we'll see. Maybe. I can be convinced.
I think I probably will find a way to watch it just because I thought he was one of the best parts of the movie with, number one, how unrecognizable he was, and just also how he played the Penguin. I thought it was fucking phenomenal.
I didn't even know it was him until the credits.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you heard the story. Is that he walked onto set in makeup, and I think it might have even been the director. I'm not sure, but somebody very important was like, "Excuse me, sir, can we help you?" Like, what are you doing on my set? And he's like, "It's me." And they're like, "Oh my god!" So
that's fun.
So I'm gonna give you a quick little tidbit from this article, which makes me really excited for this chunk of Batman stuff. So only 2 installments in the Batman franchise is gearing up to be a top-rated superhero franchise, while Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy remains the most consistently praised comic book adaptation. Batman Begins holds an 85% critic score, 6 points lower than The Penguin and 4 points below The Batman. So following this trend, the Batman Part 2 and the Batman Part 3 have the chance to surpass The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises to become the highest rated superhero movie and TV franchise of all time. So it looks like there's going to be a Batman 2 and 3.
Interesting. Okay, I'm not a huge superhero movie kind of guy, but I did like the Batman, and I will see the sequels. So Jonathan says that Danny DeVito played the best movie Penguin, and I have to admit that Danny DeVito performance scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. It scared the shit out of me. Like, oh my god, I don't like just think it's he definitely played the most disgusting version of the Penguin, and I big time agree with it. That shit haunts my nightmares to this day. Fuck it. No thanks.
Yeah.
But that's I'm interested, because I think again the Batman was great. We'll see if I catch on to the TV series or not, and whatever.
I think I'm hoping that it follows the same. I don't see why it wouldn't, because it was such a smashing success.
Yes.
As long as they follow the whole grounded, this is not a superhero story. This is like the Penguin is got to be a crime drama.
Yeah.
Just a standard crime drama that happens to take place in the superhero world with a super villain or whatever. And as long as every Batman movie that comes out from Matt Reeves is a grounded,
it's like a noir.
Noir, thank you. A detective noir where the detective just happens to be a guy in a bat suit.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be wildly successful.
Yeah, I think it was a great. We're starting the trend right here. It's got a couple jokes. Criminy.
It's the guy robbing a bank, and he makes some kind of joke about people being uncomfortable.
It's a fucking weird quip. Saying criminy. Put it on the poster, goddammit. Insanity. You just liked Catwoman or just saw Catwoman? Did anybody like? Hey, Daz, what's up, buddy? Did anybody like Catwoman?
I think he meant Catwoman in Batman.
Oh, I see. I was thinking about the Halle Berry movie. I was like, I don't know how we got here, but not even Halle Berry likes Catwoman. But anyway. But Dave,
what's up?
I think it's time. We got to move on to our main events, unless you have any other pressing movie news.
Nope. I am good to move.
Halle Berry is a very nice human, and she has had some great performances. Catwoman is not one of those.
No. I will say, it's funny, speaking of Halle Berry, that's my dad's celebrity crush.
Aw. What's up, Clem? Yeah. Shout out to the homie. Well, hell yeah. But yes, we are getting into now the 2024 M. Night Shyamalan film, quote in quotation marks, Trap. We're talking about the movie Trap, starring Josh Hartnett and oh god, we have a trailer for that, and I'm gonna play this trailer, and I'm gonna fill myself up another drink because I fucking need it.
Me too.
Okay, well, you guys talk amongst yourself. All right. I'm going to play this trailer, and I'm going to be very quick. and I'm gonna really fill this fucking thing up. But okay, are you ready? Are you ready, Dave?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Okay, are you guys ready? I don't care. Whatever. Here we go. 3, 2, trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Hurry, come on.
Wait. I gotta tie my shoe.
No dad jokes. This is serious. Come on.
I'm sorry. Lady Raven!
This it slapped, Dad. Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can leave you here in the seat.
I'm good, Dad.
Right? Hi. Cooper. Jamie.
What's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie. I'm not supposed to tell. Something happening?
Don't rat me out. I won't. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him.
He said
This
it. He said
whole
the
concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits, checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
No, you have to stay in.
No, stay. You stay.
Dad. 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 Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley. What was that?
It's my favorite thing, Sean.
It's like the Family Guy thing, John.
Yeah.
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
You're kind of dope, right?
Trap. It's the movie Trap. All right, Dave. Good trailer or bad trailer?
I think the trailer was dog shit. I think the trailer was really bad. It does not portray the movie in a good light. I think it makes it look really, really, really bad. So
it did a good job.
false. False.
I think this is a trailer that sets up a fun movie. Yes, Icky, you're right. It does feel like it's gonna be like a heist movie or something like that, like where he's like trying to escape or whatever. And it kind of is that, but also not that at all, So Dave, I don't know if Dave's with me yet, but this movie has a lot going on, and so do you want to tell us what's the story? Lay out the story of Trap 2024 for us, Dave.
So Trap is, I keep wanting to say Trapped, like the band. I don't know why. I hate the band. But anyway, so Trap is about a father of a preteen daughter who is obsessed with a pop star, takes her to a concert, and the whole concert is actually a trap to catch a serial killer who they found out is actually going to be in the building. And
serial killer named the Butcher.
Named the Butcher. And they give it away in the trailer, so don't at me. Josh Hartnett is the dad and the serial killer. And he's got to try and find his way out of the arena to continue serial killing.
Yes.
And then other stuff happens after that.
That is true. That's exactly it, Dave. The Bay Harbor Butcher would have won because this butcher, Cooper, played by Josh Hartnett, is lucky and an idiot. So, Dave, what was your first impression of Trap?
I'm gonna wait till you don't have liquid in your mouth. I liked it.
Fuck off.
I liked it.
No, you
I
didn't.
liked it.
No, you did not. No, you fucking did not.
I
No.
liked it.
No.
Yep.
No. No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No, you're fucking with me.
No, I liked it.
I know you're fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you.
I know
liked
you're messing with me.
It had my heart racing. I don't like really the end of it. I thought it was kind of what's the term I'm looking for? It was I had my thing on backwards. That's why it kept falling off my head. It was a very anticlimactic ending. I loved the way Josh Hartnett played the character. He was a little bit overzealous with the way he talked to his daughter, but the way he played the actual like maniac serial killer part, I really liked.
Am I having a stroke right now? Did we watch the same movie?
Yep.
Call an ambulance. This is it for me because I refuse to live in a world in which we saw the same movie and you have that opinion of it.
Too bad.
This is insane. Okay. My first impression of this is one word: absurd.
What do you mean?
Absurd. We're gonna get into it, Dave. Tell me, spin me a tale, if you will, of your likes of the movie Trap.
So
2024. And Night Shyamalan's Trap 2024.
I liked how uncomfortable the straight-on shots made me. I did not like the shots, but I liked the way they made me feel because that was the point.
Sure.
I really loved the way Josh Hartnett played the serial killer aspect, not the father aspect. I thought the father aspect was a little bit too campy for the tone.
Which is the majority of the movie.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with me.
No, I mean, like, he's barely with his daughter at all. I would say the majority of the first part of the movie, yeah. But then, like, I would say 70% of the movie, he is off by himself trying to figure out his way out of it. And then, the daughter's not even there for the second half of the movie. So how can you say a majority of it is...
That's not true. That's not true at all.
It's him and the pop star.
For like the last 20 minutes of it.
I was paying close attention. They leave the concert and go back to the house at roughly the 35-40 minute mark.
That cannot be true.
It is, because I checked. I was like, the movie's already almost over? What? And I clicked up and I was like, oh, there's a whole other mess of shit that's going to happen, I guess.
Oh boy. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. I do. I didn't feel that way at all. I will give it to you. So I have a couple likes about this movie. The first being, I did like how Josh Hartnett, his character Cooper, the butcher, he took a dive into this role.
Yes, he did.
I wouldn't say it's great, but I admire his commitment to the job in the most bizarre Shyamalan way ever. And I do want to point out before we go on, this is another Knock at the Cabin situation. I fucking hated that movie. I thought it was awful. And you're like, I liked it. I think it was fun. I think it was great. And we do not like this. The way we view Shyamalan movies is so fucking different. And
it's so weird.
Gives me, I feel like, my tics are coming back. This is insane. I just don't understand, but I do appreciate his commitment to this role because he gives the most bizarre performance of this, because he is, which works if you can rationalize it to be like, okay, like this is a serial killer. He doesn't act like normal humans, but this man is just like, hi, I'm an Earth person. I'm here on Earth doing Earthling things. Do you like Earth stuff? Me too, because I'm an Earth guy. He seems like an alien in human skin and like trying to pretend to be, which I know, but this is to an absurd comic level. I understand that, but it doesn't play as like cunning sociopath. It plays as like just again, absurd. It plays as just over the top weird.
Yeah, you guys haven't watched or listened to enough true crime, and it shows.
I don't care.
Because I've seen and heard videotapes of Ted Bundy. I haven't seen, but I've heard videotapes, like actual like tapes, FBI files of Israel Keys, and that's how they are.
So but here's my issue. If I need to watch hours and hours of serial killers talking to believe this movie, I think this movie did a bad job at convincing me. Like, oh no, this movie would be great if you listen to 13 hours of Ted Bundy and then another 14 hours of Israel Keys talking. And then once you kind of go through the pantheon of serial killers and their interviews, you're going to love Trap 2024, baby.
Like I said, the way that the way he talks to his daughter is a bit too campy for me. The way he's like so overly excited. Yeah, that was a bit too campy, but I understand why Josh Hartnett did it because that is how they are. I think he could have dialed that back and went with a little less realism there, but the way that he switched to the sociopath, like the psychopath, excuse me, from the campy like oh hey into like you see his face just like turn and you can see the light go out of his fucking eyes, and I just thought that was fantastic.
I understand that. I understand that, and I got it. I do give it to him. He committed to this fucking thing. Another thing I like about this movie is how unintentionally hilarious this movie is. Maybe it's intentionally. I don't know what the fuck M. Night Shyamalan's doing anymore. I just have a suspicion either this is a bad movie or he's trolling us. I don't understand. He is just like this really bizarre way of making movies and writing, and this movie had me dying laughing. I laughed a lot during this movie. Throughout most of it, comedy, exactly. Horror. Oh, well, I guess that's just horror comedy, but there's already a word for that.
Yep, you almost did a thing. It's okay.
So close. I tried.
I don't know, man. I think I can see I can see why you would hate this one for sure. I can see why a lot of people would hate this one. I genuinely liked it. I think it got my heart racing. So,
what other likes do you have? Any more specific stuff?
Let me see. Well, the cops, I don't know if you can hear it, but the cops are coming to
I can't
get
hear.
me.
It's a bad take. Yeah. I'm just saying. I have a little button right here. You guys can't see it, but every time Dave has a really shitty take on a movie, I hit that little button, and it sends the police.
Sometimes I come to your house because you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong necessarily in this one. I can see why I'm I'm not in the right on this, but
this is to be very clear to everybody. If you like this movie, you're allowed to like this movie. You're allowed to like whatever you want, but also I have fucking opinions on it, and I'm going to tell you all about it.
It's true. You're allowed to like it. I am not. So
you're getting it, Dave. You're getting it.
Yes. So I will say that another thing that is the comedy in the movie. Sorry.
No. Let's laugh out loud.
There was a couple of things that made me laugh. I'm interested to see what you thought was funny about the movie because I don't think we'll think the same thing. But I will say I like the way that they made you kind of guess like how is he going to get out of it? You know, I like how they accidentally, when you like the movie, they actually made you kind of root for the fucking serial killer but like they did that with Dexter too, but Dexter's like a moral serial killer, but this guy's just like a psychopath. They kind of make you like, oh, I hope he gets out of it. Like you're not hoping he gets caught.
You might not have been, but I was like, fuck this guy.
Well, it's because you hated the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like if you enjoy the movie, it makes you be like, oh, he's going to get caught. You know what I mean? Like
it has it builds, it works, it tries to build tension.
Thank you, Dabs. You are correct.
Like it definitely, it has the idea of like, hey, we should try to get people on this guy's side and like make it tense of like all these ways, like trying to like him figuring out how to get out of here. But every single way that he does get out of there doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense about it. And I will tell you exactly why shortly, Dave. But what else you got for me in terms of your likes? Because I'm out of them.
Well, well, I will say that I don't have much more like specific likes or any other specific likes. Just kind of like a general. I just liked the movie. I just had a good time watching it. But I will say that I was saying this to Chloe that I don't think that I was having trouble because you're expecting the M. Night Shyamalan twist, and when you don't, well, for people who aren't you, when you don't get that M. Night Shyamalan twist, you're like, oh, boo. But like, if that twist was, see, it made money, and they're gonna make a second one. I can guarantee you.
Tons of shit makes money, my guy.
Yeah, they're gonna make a second one. I'm just saying. So when you don't get the M. Night Shyamalan twist, you're disappointed. But if it was just a regular director's twist, I feel like you'd be like, oh shit. You're just expecting a much bigger twist for M. Night Shyamalan. When you don't get it, you're like, you're disappointed. But the twist that happens in this movie, had that particular twist happened in a different director's movie, it would have been like oh shit. But you're like, yeah, okay, go on. Where's the twist?
I don't even think just that twist. I think if this movie was handled by any other competent director, it could be either, and that's the thing, like, I don't even think it was particularly, like, fun. Like, sometimes, like The Beekeeper, we talked about The Beekeeper, that movie sucks. That movie's awful, but I had a blast. I had a really fucking fun time watching that movie. This one, I had fun to a degree because I was laughing, but also, like, it just wasn't that, it wasn't, like, that, like, fun either. You know, like, I think horror movies like this, or thrillers, rather, can, like, work on two levels, like, you know, if you don't particularly like it or don't buy into it, you can still have fun with it, you know? Like, I don't need cinema all the time. Like, just give me something fun or whatever and entertaining. And I didn't feel particularly entertained by this. I was baffled and I laughed a lot, but not in a way that, like, oh, that was a fun, like, movie watch, at least. Fun experience. Because, like, for me, hopping into dislikes, which is basically all of it, the biggest thing for me is the script. Because holy shit, it is so bad. The plot is insane and nonsensical. The story is incredibly surface. It doesn't dive into anything insightful or meaningful, which it does set up. It sets up these, like, little insightful, meaningful things, and then is like, no, it's boring. No, never mind. We don't want to do any of that stuff. And the most egregious bad thing about this script is the fucking dialogue. It might be the plot, but it's probably the dialogue. The dialogue is holy shit bad. The dialogue is first draft. Everybody just, I'm going to say this thing. I believe this thing. Here's this thing. Like, those are stairs. We should go up those. I know, they're stairs. We know that. That's how stairs work. We all know how stairs work. Like, it's like saying a thing and then, like, saying what that thing means. It's just, all the dialogue is awful in this movie. Awful.
Yeah, I will agree. I didn't love the dialogue. I can give you that.
But the plot is also insane. The way the things happen, you mentioned this. I know there's, like, some tension building into, like, how's this guy going to escape and stuff. But the most insane, nonsensical things happen where he's like, I'm not going to, like, spoil this movie, but he's, like, gets all the information from the guy in the trailer who's selling merch, who happens to know who the butcher is, what he does, all these inside information things, tells him, like, basically gives him all the information he needs to kind of escape. And then he meets these people, and he does all these things that, like, require the most, like, oh, nobody cares. Nobody cares. This whole arena that this concert is happening is in, like, lockdown. There's cops everywhere. Yet he's able to get all the information. All these things pop up. He's able to, like, kind of lie. And, like, basically all these rules are set up just for those rules to get ignored immediately when it's inconvenient. There's no fucking way that the rules that is set up in this movie should have ever, like, been able to get past. And they set them up to be like, wow, how's he going to escape from this one? But then when he needs to get past one of those things, it's just like, we're just going to forget about that rule and let him do whatever he has to do to escape.
He overcame the rule, Blake.
No, he didn't. The script overcame the rule by ignoring it. It is absolutely baffling. It's absolutely baffling and makes zero sense. Let's see. What else we got here, Dave?
I liked it.
That's great. So, yes, the plot, the script is just terrible, but let's just say, oh yeah, similar to, remember when we talked about in The Beekeeper how Jason Statham's character just like pops up places without any real explanation of how he got there? This is the worst version of that. That was fun because he's showing up in different like cities and in different costumes and stuff. He's like, I'm the beekeeper. And here, it's like one shot, he's like dressed this way, and then the next shot, a minute later, he's somehow outside in the crowd with a thing on. Like, there's no way he could have gotten out of here. The script is just like, oh, he's here now. Now he's here, and he's doing this thing. And I'm like, no, tell me how those things happen. Those are interesting things that would, A, explain your movie, but also, B, be compelling content, be compelling entertainment things. But Shyamalan is like, I don't know. He just does it. I don't know, cut to this scene where he's just doing the thing. It's fucking lazy, and I hated it, but I laughed quite a lot. I was like, I literally, half the movie was like, how?
I would say that scene that you're talking about where he's suddenly in the crowd with a hood up, that part I was like, wait, what?
But even, like, getting into the car, there's no explanation for half of these things. And so that was terrible. The acting is bad. I'm sorry, Dave. The acting is bad. Like, it is bad. Josh Hartnett is giving it his all. It's not good, though. He's giving it his all. He's committing to the role. The acting in this movie, top to bottom, is bad. It is bad. But this is what I have to say about it. These are good actors. There's good actors in this movie. I'm not blaming the actors for this. I'm blaming the director, and I'm blaming the script, because Allison Pill, great actor. Josh Hartnett is fantastic. Even like the little girl, I think, has moments where she's like trying to overcome the script and the dialogue she has to say with like good acting things that there's no way you can get past. There's no way you can get past it. And so I think the acting is crap. I will get into my thoughts on Lady Raven herself.
Isn't that Shyamalan's daughter?
Yes, one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the acting was garbage, dude. But on top of that, one of the things that I think could have helped this movie is good direction and cinematography, and this movie didn't have it. This movie was shot so fucking boringly. This movie, it's a dark concert and stuff, and there's all these like things and tunnels and places to go, and it's just shot like it's shot so boringly, and it's lit, everything's lit so even. You could have like played with all these shadows and these different things, and it's just like, nope, turn the light on, okay, now film the movie. It's so boring, Dave, and all the shots are boring. The kind of interesting shot we had is like the direct-to-camera thing, but even still, it kind of overplayed its hand on that as well. It's like the one kind of interesting shots, like set of shots that we had, but the rest of it is just like, just boring, like little two shots. Here's a wide shot. Here's kind of a close-up. Okay, now we're going to cut to this. It's just very boring. It's shot so boring. I hate this fucking movie.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel, Blake?
God damn. Like, what do you think? Like, chime in here. Like, do you have any thoughts on like how this film looks?
I definitely agree that the direct to camera stuff overplayed its hand. I think you got away with
I have something to say about that after you're done.
Yeah, I can definitely see. I know exactly what you're going to say about it, but they overplayed their hand with the direct-to-camera stuff. I don't notice when shots are done boringly. I notice when shots are done really well. Like, I notice when the cinematography is fantastic, but I don't really notice because I'm not versed in that part of, movie making and stuff like that. I don't really notice when it's bad. So I didn't hate it. I can see exactly why you're saying the things you say about it. Past that, I don't think that the plot was boring. I thought the plot was weird, and how funny it is that this pop star decides to do what she does.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to talk about next. Because, so first off, Dabs, like, so Josh Hartnett, his character Cooper, he steals a police walkie-talkie because that's just a thing that can happen, and he's listening to all the chatter on the radio talk about him, and so he's like, okay, well, I have to get my daughter on stage. But in his earpiece, they're saying like, hey, like anybody who comes backstage or whatever, you have to check everybody. And by pure happenstance, he's able to find the director himself, M. Night Shyamalan, in his cameo to get his daughter, lies about his daughter having leukemia, to get her on stage. And thank God, everybody like the route to get her on stage, everybody tells the police to fuck off, and the police just go, okay. It's fine. This whole probably multi-million-dollar operation that we're putting on, we're just gonna let this one slide. It's probably okay. That's insane. That makes no fucking sense. And I refuse to think that works.
Well, it worked.
Nope. So
get over it, Blake.
I want to talk about Lady Raven, the character who we're all here to see. The big pop star who's putting on the performance. This is the concert we're here to see. Yes. This character is played by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Selika Shyamalan. Not the one that's director, not the one that's a director. His other daughter's a director who also released a movie this year. This one is the singer. So she's a singer. She composed all the songs and sings all the songs for this movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
People online were like dunking on her like songs and vocals, but I think they were fine.
Yeah, I didn't mind them.
I like what I'm not a teenage girl, but I could buy that. Like, yeah, I could buy into that world. I don't think her vocals were bad or anything like that. But what I cannot buy is her as an actress at all. She's awful. She's awful. And my issue with that, it's not like the pop star has a couple lines or whatever. That's fine. People can be whatever. Cameos have a couple kind of bad wonky lines. It's fine. I'm gonna let that go. M. Night Shyamalan wrote this movie in the weirdest way so he could include his daughter, who is not an actor, in as many scenes as possible, regardless of what makes sense. There is no fucking reason for her to be involved in this movie past the concert. Her character actively decides to involve herself in an FBI case while she's on tour for her big arena tour. She's actively involving herself in a serial killer case on purpose and goes out of her way to do this for no fucking reason at all. She has no personal connection to this at all. She has no stakes in this, and she decides that she's gonna put her life in jeopardy just so she can stay on screen for her dad.
Yeah, and
I hate this.
Listen, I did find that part to be kind of weird because this movie could have skipped that entire chunk.
Yes, it affects nothing.
And gone straight to the twist.
Yes, exactly. He was like, that's probably how it was written, because that would have made the most sense.
Yeah.
It literally would have solved a lot of problems with this. Not all the problems, but it would have solved like 35% of the problems with the script plot wise. And he was like, yeah, but what if we like do all this other shit that doesn't make sense, and then my daughter can be on screen for way longer, and then we have to really see her trying to act, and it's gonna go up in flames.
I think it would have been great if he found a way out that didn't involve the pop star. And the twist is basically the wife being like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, this is literally wild coincidence, the movie. This is everything going just right, and nobody doing their actual jobs or the things they say they're going to do. They just forget all the things they're supposed to do so this movie can happen. This isn't like everybody that Cooper runs into, all the staff, the people making popcorn and the people like pouring drinks. Oh, they know all the intimate details of the Butcher case and all the details that the FBI has, apparently. They all just know everything about this case. They're all experts on the case. The guy making your Tito's and lemonade, he knows everything about the Butcher. He knows the timeline. He's got a little collapsible string board that he can pull out and demonstrate everything. Like, everybody knows everything.
That.
No, they don't. They try to. They try to.
They literally say that.
But how would that make sense? How would that make sense to tell everybody every single intimate detail? You're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at a venue. You're telling all the secret information to, knowing he's going to be there. You don't have to. Why would you leak those things, these passwords, these little secret things that the Butcher could easily, and they say he's really smart. He's going to do this. He's going to know this. So why would you tell hundreds and hundreds of staff members who get paid, $8 an hour to stand there?
That part is believable. The part where the guy just tells him his password, that was not believable to me.
None of those things are believable.
No, because they for sure got to put us in that ship.
Straight up.
But they had to make everybody know how serious this was, and it wasn't just like, that's probably him, but I'll let him go.
Well, I don't think you have to tell everybody how serious it is, because apparently it was already like a big case in the area. Like, it is a serial killer. We're trying to stop him. That's pretty fucking serious. People aren't going to be like, is he that bad of a serial killer? I think I need some more information to really take my job watching this door seriously. If I'm going to cook the fries here, Dave, I got to know what the Butcher's really into.
Well, but what I'm saying is that, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, yeah, he's a serial killer. Mm-hmm. It's another thing entirely to be like, this is what he's done. So you know how dangerous this person really is. Because there's a disconnect. You hear serial killer like, oh, well, yeah, obviously this guy kills a lot of people. But when you hear how dangerous it is, that person becomes like scarier than, so like you have to take it more seriously and really be on the lookout, because listen to all the things he's done.
But they told them his entire profile, that he has mommy issues, that all these things that literally doesn't matter. Like, and on top of this, Lady Raven, the singer, who's just in town to do a show before she goes on, she knows all the intimate details. She knows the profile of this killer and tries to use, like, his mommy issues that apparently she knows all about in the case.
That was stupid.
What the fuck?
That was stupid.
It's baffling. All my flabbers were gasted. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Also, this is not like an actual thing I really cared about, but I thought it was funny that this concert was apparently a matinee concert, because after the show, they come out, it's still daylight, they're like going home, they're hitting supper time, in the suburbs. Like, oh, glad you got home from the show. It's 6:30 and we're sitting down to watch the evening news and have pork chops. Like,
I think one of the biggest plot holes is for a pop star of that magnitude that they portray her as. She's got a whole team of security guards.
Yes. There's no way. There is no fucking way that this is my point. There's no fucking way that any of this would have actually happened. I think the setup for this movie, like the conceit of this movie, a serial killer at this concert, it's a trap. They got to stop him. That's a fun idea. That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
If you pitch me that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm on board. I want to see that. That sounds like a cool, fun, goofy horror movie idea. I'm there for it. Executed very poorly in the most nonsensical, lazy ass way.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that, like, because of how much true crime that I listen to, I think that most.
Sorry, Icky. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the way that he immediately is panicking, right? He's immediately like, oh, shit. Most serial killers are narcissists, right?
Yes, sure.
So they're going to be like, I don't care. They're not going to catch me. I'm so good at this, they're never going to know. So I think in general, the way this movie would have gone in reality is the serial killer gets there and is like, oh, weird. And then just goes about his fucking day and doesn't panic at all and goes through all the tests and goes and gets questioned and is like, yep, have a good day, and goes home.
Literally, that's literally one of my notes is like, he could have literally just been like, okay. And just literally, if he would have done nothing, he would have gotten away. If he would have just enjoyed the concert with his daughter, that's how you get away.
Yep.
The only thing that stopped, the only thing that they threw in to try to like stop that, like literally as this is going on, they're like pointing out all these things. I was like, oh, literally all he has to do is enjoy a concert with his daughter and walk the fuck out of there. Yep. Because they're not going to catch him. And they point out, they're like, oh, he has a little tiny tattoo. They don't know who this man is or what he looks like at all, but they happen to know a very specific tiny little tattoo he has on his wrist. Ridiculous. But so like they try to put that in as like, oh, they're gonna look at his wrist and they're gonna know if he tries to, whatever. It's all dumb. It all is dumb. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like dissecting it, I'm like, it could have been done a lot better. But in the moment, I still liked it.
That's fine. That's fine. Obviously, I'm talking shit and giving you shit for it. I understand this could be a fun, like, whatever, turn your brain off and kind of like watch thing. I don't know. I think Wendy might have liked this. I know she was tired. I know she probably had to dip. But wow, I hated it. And I hope I never have to fucking experience this thing again. David, sorry, go ahead.
No, well, I think I was about to ask the same question you were about to ask. So,
is this a recommend for you?
Yeah, actually, watch it.
No.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It. Yeah.
Conditional?
It's like not like it's it's conditional. Like, yeah, just pop it on the fucking TV when you're bored and you have something better to be put on after that. Sure, yeah, watch it. Why not?
Okay. I do recommend this movie. I do recommend this movie to a very specific kind of person. I think Giuseppe, whoever they might be, they're gone now from the stream. But if you're an aspiring screenwriter, you should watch this movie. This is how not to write a movie 101. This is you will get laughed out of the room 101. The only reason this movie exists, I'm dead serious. The only reason this movie exists is because Shyamalan put up the money himself. He financed this movie himself, which is great. And I think that's a bold move. And I respect that as an artist and as a filmmaker. You just putting up your own money. Mm-hmm. Good for you. I love that. But this movie sucks. And it's written very poorly. And the best lessons I ever learned in screenwriting are reading bad scripts and watching bad movies, because it's kind of like what you said, like what you were talking about with like directing or shots. Like you don't know when it's necessarily like boring, but you know when it's bad and you know when it's really good. And this is a very similar thing. Like sometimes when you read a really terrible script or you watch a really terrible movie, you can kind of be like, oh, that's bad. Why is this bad? Oh, because this sucks, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, this is dumb. And you can kind of start to form those things. I learned screenwriting from reading unsolicited shitty scripts for a management company.
Yeah,
and
you did.
Hundreds of terrible scripts that I had to read through and give coverage on and either recommend or not. And I recommended exactly 2 scripts.
Oh, wow.
And nothing ever like really came of them, but I only recommended 2 of them. And I think I counted one time, I read like 280 scripts, I think, over an absurd amount of material. But yeah, you should watch this movie if you're learning storytelling,
or if you want to have fun.
You're not gonna have fun.
You're gonna have fun.
Probably not gonna have fun.
You're gonna have fun. Moving on.
So we're moving on to our next film. We are talking about Kinds of Kindness, the new Yorgos Lanthimos film from 2024, his follow-up to Poor Things from 2023. This is the closest set of Yorgos Lanthimos films we've ever gotten together. In fact, so quickly that I missed this movie in theaters.
So did I. I'm pretty bummed about it, to be honest with you.
Me too, actually. I didn't even know what it was about or anything about it until watching it. And I like I said in the chat earlier, Icky, you should watch this. So we're going to get into it. We have a trailer. You're gonna learn all about it, Dabs.
Do.
Oh, buddy. Are you ready for this,
Dabs,
Dave?
You should watch it for sure. Yes, let's do it.
Okay, ready, buddy? Here we go.
Yeah.
And 3, 2, 1.
This is it. Do you think you can do it?
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree?
Open your eyes and look clearly at what's going on around you. We might all be in danger.
Some of them want to use you.
Hi.
Some of them want to get used by you.
I love you.
Some of them want to abuse you.
This isn't love.
Some of them want to be abused.
She asked me to fuck her in my uniform, and it hit me hard. The truth is,
Say it.
we didn't obviously fuck.
Kinds of Kindness, 2024.
Kinds of Kindness.
Good trailer, bad trailer, Dave.
Great trailer. Great trailer. Hit a lot about the movie. I was not expecting what ended up. Before we go any further,
Yes.
You might have watched it. If that. Wait, what? What trailer did you see, Chloe? I'm confused. Dabs, if you have not seen another Yorgos Lanthimos film, watch one before watching this.
Yes.
Yes. So watch either. In my opinion, as somebody who's not super like movie buff into artsy films, which Yorgos is not. I wouldn't say artsy, but kind of off the wall. The Favorite, or what was it called? The one that just won all the awards?
Poor Things?
Poor Things. Thank you. I couldn't think it was pretty. I was like, pretty? That's not right. Poor Things. Watch The Favorite, and then Poor Things, and then this, or at least The Favorite before this.
To counter Dave, I think you should watch The Favorite, but I think The Lobster is a little bit closer in tone to what this is than Poor Things.
Yeah.
I would say. Or, actually, no, I take that back. You should actually watch The Killing of a Sacred Deer before you watch this. I don't know if you've ever seen this, Dave, but we're having a movie night because I love this movie. It was filmed in Cincinnati, actually. And you got to watch it. It is, I would say it's the most similar to Kinds of Kindness. And yeah, they probably were trying to ride the Poor Things hype, to be honest with you, because they got to make their money. This movie is called Kinds of Kindness, and I will type it in the chat. But the movie I think you should watch that it feels the most similar to this is it's a dark
Lobster.
comedy, is actually The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
That one.
That one. I'm typing that in the chat. I made Wendy watch this, and she'll never let me forget it. I love this movie. It was filmed in Cincinnati. So, Dave, Kinds of Kindness trailer, good or bad?
No, good trailer. I said before, it's a good trailer. It hides the things that I wasn't ready for. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know. Are we allowed to say the format of the movie?
Yes, I'm gonna tell people the format of the story as we get into it. I think this is a good trailer, but I don't think a trailer can really do service to what this is.
Right. So I believed, based off the trailer, that I was going into watching one movie.
Yeah.
With one story.
Yes.
I was wrong.
You are wrong. Kinds of Kindness is less of a traditional movie and more of 3 short films loosely tied together through its actors, like using the same actors, a background character named RMF, but also how fucking profoundly uncomfortable all of these things made me.
Yes, there was multiple times in this movie, and I'm sure we'll get into some because it's not really a spoiler. That I'm watching at work. I have a headphone in. Okay, I'm in my closed off cubicle, so no one can. I didn't know that was a requirement once I started watching this movie, but I'm glad I was, because a couple of times I was like,
Yes. Oh, there's multiple times through this movie I was like, ah! I was like, oh my God. I think I'm going to tell you what each short film is about. So there are three different stories, again, using the same actors, but in different capacities. The first short film is about a man trying to break free from the predetermined path his boss has laid out for him. It's Jesse Plemons is the man trying to break free from his boss, who is played by Willem Dafoe. I guess we can say that this film stars Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley, Hong Chow, Mamadou Athie, and Yorgos Stephanakos, who turns in a performance as RMF, the background character, who very, very loosely ties this all together. Statcast. First one, yes, about a man trying to break free from his predetermined path from his boss. His boss basically sends him these cards that tell him everything he's going to do every part of the day until those things start to get a little destructive. The second short film is about a cop who questions if his wife is really his wife after she returns from being lost at sea. It's Jesse Plemons is the cop, and the wife is Emma Stone, and things are a little strange when she gets back.
Very strange.
And then finally, the last one is about a woman played by Emma Stone. She searches for this prophesized individual that will bring people back from the dead to lead her religious cult.
Yes. And I will say, I'm not giving anything away, but the way that it ended, I laughed so fucking hard.
Oh, this
I laughed
yes.
so hard. I was wheezing because I can't laugh at fucking work. So I'm like I'm silent laughing. I was wheezing at how it ended.
I saw it coming just before. I was like, oh.
Yep.
This gets perfectly into my first impression of this film. I chuckled, and then I felt terrible.
I laughed. I laughed a little bit. I was very uncomfortable for a little bit. And between the first and second short stories, because it's very quick. It like ends. There's a title card or like a credit
thing
that is up there for like 5 seconds, and then it's into the next one. Well, the credit comes up, and the credit's about to come up, and I realize like, oh, this is a lull. So I'm doing a quick task, and I'm watching for movement out of the corner of my eye because nothing being said or nothing happening, and then boom, something happens. So I go back to watching, and I'm like, what's happening? The guy's name changed.
Yeah.
But is he hallucinating? What's happening?
I had no idea going into this movie what this was. Like, in terms of like, I try to see movies that way, of just like being like oblivious. I didn't know what the plot was about. I didn't know really anything about this movie. And so after the first short plays, like, we kind of get this, the end of it, which I was like, oh my gosh, where does it go now? And then like this little credit graphic shows up over top of the image. And I was like, and then it cuts to part 2, RMF flies. And then the next thing starts. And I was like, oh, I say that as if there's a break. It's just the title over the next beginning shot of the next short film.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, it's a film in segments. But then immediately introduce the same actors with different names. And I was like, oh, weird. And so, but then it goes, so I'm like, I didn't feel like I had to catch up because like, you don't miss anything. But oh boy. Yeah. So my first question for you, like getting into likes, I will say I liked this film, quite a bit.
I did too.
Which segment did you like the best of the 3?
That's hard to say. My brain wants to be like the third, no, the second, no, the first. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I would say because my gut reaction was the third, I'm going to go with the third.
Okay. For me, mine is the second. So the third one is about the woman who played by Emma Stone, who is looking for this prophesized individual who can bring people back from the dead. And it's definitely my second favorite one of the three, but there's a lot going on in it. What did you like so much about it?
I liked the acting, number one.
Yeah.
I really liked the way that they all three of the main people acted.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked how uncomfortable they made me.
Yes.
And all three, like at least one time in all three segments, was I like,
yeah, same, exactly same.
I really liked how jarring. I don't know if it's a spoiler, but the video that we see in segment 2.
Oh,
where he's like,
yes.
"Can we watch the video? Just a minute?" And I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh,
yes."
And then we see it. I'm like, "Oh."
I literally, as soon as Margaret Qualley's character was like, I don't know, it might be like a little embarrassing for us. My brain went to what it actually was. I was like, no. And then they show what it is, and I was like, oh shit.
I never caught what it was gonna be. I was just like, well, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be awkward because like, oh, he's gonna get all cry and weepy
because his wife's missing and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why it's gonna be awkward. And then it popped on screen. I was like, "Gee, fuck!"
My absurdity brain was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it was like this? And that's exactly what it was. But it was not funny. It was like,
like, why are we watching this?
Yeah.
Why did you want to watch this?
Easily, my favorite segment is segment 2, which is called RMF Flies, and basically Jesse Plemons doubts his wife. Like Emma Stone is like was lost at sea on her research thing, and he's a cop, and he's just like stressed about it, and like his friends like are trying to comfort him and stuff, and he's doing like really weird shit on the job. Like he's just he's just acting very strange, and like he's not handling it well. But she is rescued and brought home, and when she's brought home, he doesn't like, just little things are just off about her, and people chalk it up to like, well, she was stranded on this like desert island for, what do they say, like weeks or months or something like that.
Yeah.
And she comes back and just like little things are weird. Like her shoes don't really fit like they used to. She likes food that she didn't like before. Mm-hmm. And she's just like acting a little differently. And as much as Jesse Plemons is like, something's wrong, this isn't my wife, people are like, she's been through a lot. Why don't you support her? Why don't you quit being a dick?
Right.
And it's more, again, it starts out weird and funny. And like this segment fucked me up. Like it is weird and funny, but then truly made me feel awful. Like awful and paranoid. And it really stuck with me, like how much the segment just like I'm still thinking about this quite a lot. Something about people not being who they say they are, or something about that like psychological trauma or whatever that is going on really, really haunted me in like a way that, like, the little credit sequence for that is also fucking hilarious and made me almost poop my pants laughing. But this little short film really fucked me up. Like, I've been thinking about it ever since I saw it. It really fucked me up. But was also hilarious.
Yes. I don't
but
know.
Very dark.
I don't know if I really liked the third one because it was the last one of the three, or if I just really liked the way that it unfolded. Because
I love the plot of it.
I really love how the first one, and Yorgos did this really well. The first one, it was like Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone.
Yes.
The second one was Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone. And the third one was Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. And like how much they're in the film.
Yeah, I haven't noted that too. It's very Jesse Plemons heavy to start, and then by the end it's very Emma Stone heavy as like a main character, and both of them are very, very good. That's my next big like is the acting is top fucking notch in this thing.
So
Jesse
good.
Plemons, for me, was at his best. This is he delivered 3 incredible performances, but also very unique and different performances from each other within this one piece. And I will forever associate him with these short films.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Period.
I really like. At first, it was very jarring because the first segment, everybody's acting very wooden,
Yeah.
just like
That's a Yorgos film, baby.
and I'm like, wait. And then I very quickly was like, yeah, okay, I get it. And they got less wooden with each section.
And that's the thing too, like I would say this is like, especially if you watch something like The Lobster, where there's like the performances are so good, but they're very it's Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz, and they're both like very wooden performances, but for a very specific reason, for a very specific tone and stuff. And like this is that's a really great observation. They're both like kind of wooden for a reason that is built into the idea and concept of the first short, and then loosens up as the concepts get weirder and more bizarre, I would say.
Yeah, definitely more bizarre. Yeah.
But yeah, we also have, like I said, Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley. All of these people were in Poor Things. Obviously, Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah.
Emma Stone was there. Margaret Qualley was in it. Yorgos Stephanakos, who plays RMF, the background minor character. He's also in Poor Things.
Really?
He's also like a background minor character.
Amazing.
But the acting is so top notch. I also think the stories were obviously weird and like darkly comical, but I think they were very insightful. Like it wasn't just weird for weirdness sake. Like they all kind of like thematically dug into people questioning authority in one way or another, like questioning your boss, your religious leaders, and even yourself as an authority figure in your life. And to varying degrees in each thing. And like I think that really hit hard for me in each one, is that despite the weirdness, people can make weird stuff that doesn't make sense and it's just like interesting, but like this had a depth to it that definitely stuck with me.
Yeah, it definitely had a depth. And I would say that I think in the first segment, I think Willem Dafoe was meant to be God.
I can see that. Yeah. I think that's that's actually a pretty interesting reading of that.
Because like he determines everything that goes on, and he just asks you to trust him. And when the first time you're like, I don't think I can do that, you're cast into hell.
Your life falls the fuck apart.
Like it does for Jesse Plemons in that moment.
Yeah, that's an interesting read. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, like there is a bit of a religious undertone to that. Definitely the last segment, obviously, and a bit in the middle segment, but through the character of the doctor, who's keeping an eye on Jesse Plemons' like mental state. Just trust it. It's fine. Just trust. Just be calm. Trust me. You're in good hands. and all these things. So that was a big thing for me. Was another like you had generally about all these segments?
I liked how they were shot.
Yes.
I really liked how they were shot. I liked, I don't know if you noticed in the first segment where the crouch bush, the bush crouch, you hear him breathing, but you don't hear the wind noise that's clearly happening around him. You don't hear anything around him. You just hear him breathing. And I thought that was like, it threw me off for a second, but then I was like, oh, I like that.
It's so point of view, because when you're in the moment and stuff, like sometimes you're trying to hide and all you can like hear is like your heart beating or your breath breathing. Yeah. You don't really hear the outside things. It's like so point of view, but shot from not a point of view perspective. Right. It is just that right amount of off that makes you think about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I think the direction is top notch. Obviously, an Oscar-winning director, and the cinematography, as most Lanthimos films are, is reserved but deeply effective in what they're trying to do. Like,
Yes.
In my opinion, especially for the stories he's trying to tell and the things he's trying to get across, just sitting there and watching a compelling scene play out with incredible actors can hit so much harder than like a bunch of little cuts or a bunch of fancy camera moves or drones looking at you. Michael Bay. And Lanthimos, I think, has just mastered this technique of trusting his actors, trusting the writing, and knowing when to just sit there and let an effective scene play out.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely let the scenes play out. And he's definitely not afraid to make you uncomfortable. I
Not
feel
at
like
all.
he thrives in that because, like, in every movie I've seen of his, I have been thoroughly uncomfortable at least one point.
All of them.
Yes, yeah, all of them. And so,
Literally.
like, literally in this one, you're uncomfortable at least 3 major times and
Yes.
multiple other times throughout.
Yes. Yeah. Again, like segment 2, as it just was like this twisting of like, it just really fucked me up. I can't get across enough how much that segment just really made me feel awful and like kind of like scared. Like I think I would like legitimately classify that as feeling scared, in
Really?
more of an existential way. True. I don't know what it was. I need to talk to my therapist about this, about why that really like upset me so much. But that's definitely something for me. Another thing that really stood out is the production design.
Yes.
For this film. They shot this during the post-production, while they were doing post-production on Poor Things, which was all shot on a soundstage and stuff like that. And so Mr. Lanthimos said, you know what, I want to do this thing, and I want to do it like real. I want to do it in like on location, essentially.
Yeah.
So they shot this in New Orleans, and the settings like that he used for this felt very like real and lived in. Like it didn't. I mean, obviously, Poor Things is like supposed to be like surreal and things like this, but this felt very like I felt like these people lived here. I felt like they were doing these things, like these settings were all characters within themselves, and it really. Having these settings really helped you buy into the fucking weirdness and absurdity by being that much more real.
Yeah,
I don't know how
agree.
else to describe it. They're definitely characters, though.
Yeah, they definitely are. The scenes and it definitely came across as characters. And I really, who's the cops coming for now? Nobody had a bad take.
Listen, I didn't hit the button. I think this is a legitimate emergency.
Oh, okay. Rarely ever.
Whatever.
Well, I can say that I think that the goal of each segment also felt kind of like a character.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they all had distinctive things to say in their own distinctive identities.
Yeah.
There's no way I would confuse one for the other. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if you've seen any or many like anthology style films where it's like a film, but it's like a bunch of like short films within that. Like VHS is a notable horror example.
Oh yeah.
And stuff, where it's like an anthology. And like with VHS, like I think there's really some great compelling short films in that. But also they're helmed by different people with different styles. But I still kind of like, oh, was it this one? They all kind of blend a little bit. With this one, they are very distinctive.
Yeah, very distinctive.
And they all serve their purpose for the money that I spent. None. But I think that's a pretty good take.
Yes. Thank you.
We came back together, Dave. We're sorting out our shit,
We always do. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you agree with me, I think we're going to be just fine.
Well, sometimes you're wrong.
I am. Not really that much. I mean, I can't think of any time specifically.
I have at least 10.
Yeah, I am literally keeping score, you fucker.
Yes, I am keeping score. I mean, not keeping score. What? Anyway, what other likes
Put
do you
down
have?
the chalkboard. Those are my big ones. I feel like the other ones I have are very specific to, like I went deep on this thing. I have a list of all of them for each segment, but I'm realizing as we're talking, like, we could get into the nitty gritty of this, but I don't want to sell out these films. I think people should experience them, and
I agree.
I think you should watch them. But any more that I have to say, like, I think we talked about the general stuff, fucking acting, directing, stories, plots, writing, everything, production design. It's just, it is it. But those are all the big likes, I think. How about you?
Yeah. Excuse me. I agree. I think I don't have any more like big likes without getting into the nitty gritty and spoiling anything, which I do not want to do. Definitely recommend seeing it. What about dislikes?
I do have one. I do have one. And
go on.
I don't know if I would necessarily call it a dislike. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know if I would necessarily classify this as like a dislike per se that would stop me. But I do wish there was more of a through line to make them. I don't think of this as a movie. I don't think of this as a singular statement or a singular piece of art known as a movie. I consider this 3 short films that play consecutively. So I guess I wish there was a little bit more connective tissue between the 3 that would, because I would see these just as a series of short films. Like, it's like, I know it'd be harder to market that way, and I know why it was done this way, but I do wish there was a little bit more of that connective tissue.
I only remember, I really don't, other than the actors, I don't remember any connective tissue between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. I know there's one between 1 and 3. I don't remember anything between 1 and 2.
The only real connective tissue is literally that one character, RMF. He's the same character.
I don't remember seeing him in the second.
Oh, you don't?
No.
He was the the guy in the police station.
No, he wasn't.
He was a guy in the police. He wasn't like this is a minor like background character. Oh fuck! What? Yeah, I think he was in the police station.
Must have missed that. The only guy in the police station that I remember is the guy that Jesse Plemons is being weird with.
The first one, yeah. No, I think he was one of the guys in the police station. Obviously not that first one. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, again, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just like hey, here's the little tie between these. It doesn't really, for what I understand about the film and how I interpreted it, it doesn't like have a big meaning that ties everything together. Again, not that it has to, but I do wish there was a little more connective tissue. That's all. Not a huge dislike, not something that I think destroys this at all. I just see them as 3 separate pieces that just play consecutively.
Yeah. I mean, they are, but I would say that the connective tissue of RMF. I almost said something else. RMF.
I know what you're about to say.
Yep. I don't have brainworms, Blake. So moving on. I thought it was a very solid connection between 1 and 3. The way that RMF ends up in 1.
Yeah.
You know, that's a real strong connection. But like, if he's just the guy in a police station in 2, then there's no connection.
Yeah, I forget exactly. Now I'm like doubting my own. Like it's been a minute since I've seen it, so I guess I'm kind of doubting it. But and I don't really even necessarily mean like that. I mean like, I guess again, like I kind of said, there's a bit of thematic tissue of like questioning authority to some degree, but it doesn't feel necessarily like deeply baked in. I might be just pulling that out. So maybe a little more tissue, whatever. It's not really a dislike at all. it was just the one thing I could think of. So
yeah, I would agree. I don't have any other dislikes. And again, it's not really even a dislike, but I really like this. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly caught off guard by it, which is funny because I am now fully expectant of the Yorgos weirdness. And so to be caught off guard by it, I'm like, man, I don't know. I just like Poor Things did not feel that weird to me.
I agree.
So this one was like, Jesus.
This felt like classic Yorgos Lanthimos. Like,
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yep.
like like I said, I think it the most felt like Killing of a Sacred Deer, and and even still, like I felt that getting into it, but still, just because of that style or that approach to filmmaking, it still allows for surprises. Even though you might be expecting something weird to happen, when those things happen, it's still like, oh god, that like just like you said, there's 3 big ones, but still plenty of things that were like, holy shit. For me, about all these movies, you're laughing and then you're deeply disturbed by something, and that's just, I love that. I love that. I love operating on that level. So
I love when movies make me feel something on purpose. Like, I'm setting out to make you feel something.
Yeah.
Whatever the emotion is, it's like when you set out to make a sad movie and show it to people and they cry. And you're like, nailed it.
Did it. Yeah, exactly.
So I think, he was like, I want to make people laugh and then make them cringe.
Yeah.
And he fucking nailed it.
Oh, nailed it. Nailed it, because it is that perfect amount of like, we have to watch The Killing of a Sacred Deer now. Like, you cannot escape this. I know you've been putting me off for years. I've been trying to watch this movie with you, and we have to watch it now, because seeing this tone, it is so. Watching that movie for the first time, I was like, it's funny, but I don't like it. It's so darkly humorous and deeply uncomfortable. So
yeah, we can watch it. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Let me take this. I have to take this.
Dave's got important business, y'all. So whatever. You bitch. You bitch. We're gonna do it. It's not even like, I'm not even trying to put you through something like really weird that you've never heard of. This is just like filling out your Yorgos Lanthimos knowledge. That's all.
Sure.
That's all. Thank you, Icky. You're coming with.
Yeah. So, of course. So, recommend?
Big recommend. Big recommend for Lanthimos lovers. You'll be returning to territory. Everyone else, recommend. Know what you're getting into. Everybody else, know that you're not getting into a normal narrative film, and I think you won't be frustrated. I think people, I know what to expect with a Yorgos Lanthimos film, and it can kind of go any direction. But if you're like sitting down to just like watch a movie, like you said, that is just like starts and finishes and stuff like that, which is fine, and you get just a series of like 3 short films, you might be like, nope, fuck this, and turn it off. Know that you're getting into something like this. Big recommend.
Big recommend for me. Yorgos Lanthimos fans definitely will like this movie. Anybody who's never seen a Yorgos film, go watch at least Poor Things first.
At the very least, yeah. I wouldn't say it's the most indicative, and I wouldn't say it would necessarily set you up for this, but I think you get somewhat of an idea, yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, I'm not trying to get you an idea. I'm trying to make you go, what the fuck did I just watch? So that this one's a little less weird.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect that take, Dave. So, 2 recommends from us. Check it out. It's probably streaming now. I know it kind of came and went really quick.
It is.
Not a lot of hype, and I understand why there's no real great way to market this, and I understand why they didn't put a lot of money into trying to get a bunch of people to see this. It kind of came and went in the indie cinemas and left, but I think you should watch this.
It is on Hulu with a subscription, and believe it or not, it's on Disney Plus with a subscription.
No way, really? Oh, because Hulu and Disney Plus are kind of the same thing now. Sweet. Yeah, go check it out. Got God, this film fucked me up, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. So Dave, what else we got going on? Do we have anything else going on? I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know. We do have our podcast proper. We should be starting production on season 5 here soon. But we also have 4 other seasons that you can go check out in the meantime.
You can listen to them on your favorite podcast platform, but also the last season and a half or so. You can you can listen to it or watch it on YouTube, but we're in video just like this on YouTube for the last season and a half or so. So if you like the show and you want to see us with and hear the show with seeing the movie clips, seeing us, and talking shit and stuff, then you can go check that out. So, give us a subscribe. Give us a subscribe.
Blake's drunk, guys.
I've had tequila tonight, boys. So, oh shit. But yeah, subscribe. You can subscribe here if you want, but you don't have to. You're also welcome to just follow us. It's free. All those things are free, and we just like hanging out with you. So, big thanks. Big thanks. Dabs, thanks for showing up.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
John, always good to see you. First Prize Films. I love us. We're killing it. Jonathan Hollywood, you're always welcome here. Clubby One, Icky, obviously the day ones, the homies.
Yes. Love you.
If Casepe is watching the VOD or something, thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Who else we got in here? Let's see. Pegsters, you out there? Love you, girl.
Pegsters is out there.
No, thank you guys for real. Love you all. Love you. We love doing this, and we'll see you on the next one. Maybe in a couple weeks or so. Who knows what the fuck we'll be talking about then?
I don't know.
It could be anything, Dave.
Yeah.
It could be anything, Dave. Bye.